Don't know.
How do we want to take the agenda here, Dave? You want to talk some MLS playoffs now that we're in the thick of it?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, did you catch the derby between the El Tráfico Galaxy against LAFC?
Yeah, I think it was at LAFC, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and score was 3-2 LAFC.
LAFC scored in the first half.
Yeah.
Galaxy equalized right before halftime. LAFC scored in the 70th minute.
Yeah.
Right? Galaxy equalized somewhere in the 85th minute. And LAFC scored to win it in the 95th, 94th.
It's like 94th, 95th minute, yeah.
I mean, if anybody says, if you ask the more generic question, how is MLS doing, right? You watch that match. The crowd was on fire. The soccer was terrific, right? It was there was the whole deal.
Oh, it was fantastic. Random highlights with Owen Wilson just like popping up.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Celebrities in the crowd.
I didn't watch the full game, but I did watch the YouTube highlights. I was already kind of annoyed and almost like, I don't know, I get these weird things where I start rooting for LA Galaxy out of the gates because of the Yasiel Puig kind of moment where he gets fouled and then he gets up and he gets in the guy's face and maybe like nods his head forward a little bit. And then that guy does a total, like what everyone does, like I'm going to fake like I got hit in the face, like to get a red card and change it. And in those situations, I'd actually rather see it go the other way. I know everyone disagrees with me that that's a red card. You can't have any violent conduct and push your head towards the player. If you're going to fake like that you got hit in the head and you have instant replay, it's embarrassing. It's a mockery to soccer that these guys can get away with acting when it's all seen on video. It's like that guy's acting, right? Yeah. He's trying to change the game to get a red card for he also instigated the entire thing. Puig had a reason to be upset.
Right.
Was a little stupid and young by doing what he did, but I'd actually rather see it go the other way. I'd rather see like a orange card to the
orange card.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, what is that, Mikey Dobbs? Do tell.
It's a yellow card with a bad fine. It would be a new card that I would introduce, right?
Watch, 10 years from now, there will have an orange card because Mikey Dobbs just proposed.
It's the same thing as a yellow card, I guess, in terms of consequences in that game. And
so why can't, I get in the heat of the moment, I think, you keep the games. I'm hesitant to say that he should get sent off there for the acting because that's, changes the game dynamic. But why not the league can review that on the replay and say, look, that was clear acting and you're suspended for one game. Yeah. Right? And that doesn't mean that you have to play a man down or anything. It just takes that player and you send the message, we don't buy acting.
I like that idea of like VAR. And again, this is, I wrote this thing up like on some principles of like VAR, right? Like when it's clear, right, that no one gets touched, right? Like the video shows like Chicharito, even in that, so I'm like not a homer for LA Galaxy. I don't even like LA Galaxy, but like a couple games ago, Chicharito like did a whole acting job too, and was like flailing about. So embarrassing, making a mockery of the league and everything. And you should be able to review that, and they should have a substantial fine, right, for the player who did that.
It should be a 1-game suspension.
And then a suspension. Yeah. Make it hurt. Make it hurt.
It hurts the team.
Like right now, they're all incentivized to act.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to take that out.
I don't think, so when you're red card, you get a 2-game suspension. I think that,
No, it's just 1-game suspension.
Yeah, well, it depends on whether it's violent or not. But,
right. I think like a bad one it might be, but a regular red card.
A red card, you're off, and then you also get the suspension. But if
you're out that game.
But if VAR did it, so to speak, if the league reviewed it or whatever, you would just miss 1 game.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
and your team would have time to plan for it, whatever, because they would know.
Yeah,
you'd be like, stop acting.
So that was
a problem with it. Stop acting.
That was a super good. Outside of that little drama, it was an excellent game. Everything you want from playoff soccer. Sure. I talked to a friend that's
the goalkeeping wasn't good.
Not in that game, but the other playoff games, the goalkeeping.
Yeah, because there was like a near post goal that was pretty
but on at least 2 of the goals, it was spilled by the goalkeeper, and I felt like they should have held on to it.
Yeah.